After watching part 1 of episode 73, everyone had a lot of questions. And in general, episode 73 for me was the best episode of all time, because in addition to the typical battles, we finally delved into the lore of the series, and this is incredible. And I thought that this episode was worthy a big collaboration, and that's why I invited all your favorite YouTubers. And in this video, we'll try to find out the identity of the secret agent, because he's clearly not who we think. And it looks like he's crazy. We'll also talk about skibidi toilets and how they even appeared in the series. We'll also talk about people and the plot of the future episode. I'm gonna be honest with you, there will be a lot of theories and information that will definitely interest you. So if you need explanations and want to know more than others, then be sure that you will stay until the end. Let's also try to get 15,000 likes for this video so that we can get together more often and delight you with good theories. Also, if you want to personally communicate with me, then I'm waiting for you in my Discord server, since I often communicate with subs, and together we come up with cool theories. The link will be in the description under this video. Hello friends, you're on the Dattebayo channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. We have tons of information and theories today, so I don't even know where to start. And in episode 73, there was so much information that we got a lot of content for new videos. And believe me, this is not the last video I will make on this episode. As always, the most cool theories come with time. But in any case, we'll start right away with a juicy question for my guests. What role did the secret agent have in that project? And has your opinion about the secret agent changed? 'Cause I think he's crazy.
I think the role of the secret agent in this project, the name of which we still don't know, was different. After all, if earlier he worked with Skibidi Toilet, it means that he was on the bad side, but now he has either revised his plans, or his plans now are to gain the trust of the Alliance and use them for the right purposes. Honestly, I haven't tried to figure this out yet, but in my next video, I will try to do so.
My opinion of the secret agent changed after he communicated with Skibidi scientists, to be honest. Before that, I was sure he was on the Alliance side, but then he destroyed our Chad Plungerman. Overall, I think he's either neutral side or more in favor of skibidi toilets. And as for episode 73, I think Group C was just working against the Alpha Hills organization that Boom had been placed as an administrator in earlier. I think Dave and his team were there investigating what Alpha Hills was doing or something, but I won't reveal everything, because I'm making a separate video about it.
The secret agent is truly secret because it seems like even though we have been given many hints, everything just contradicts themselves. Sometimes it seems like he is helping the Alliance, and sometimes it seems like he is against the Alliance, but sometimes it straight up seems like he is doing everything randomly, but we all know that he 100% has some other motives that we have no idea about, and I do think that until we learn more about the backstory, we won't learn anything. The flashback we got in the last episode may have been a clue because he also was a scientist as well, but we don't know if he was working with Kathy and Dave. He truly is crazy. At least when it comes to getting what he wants, because it seems like he is the final boss.
And all your theories are good. I also think that he is like the final boss, and he definitely used to be on the side of skibidi toilets. Since in episode 70, he was talking to a skibidi scientist. And as I noted in my analysis, there is no way that secret agent will talk to the scientist just like that. And it seems to me that the secret agent is a little crazy and perhaps too self-confident and wants everything to be according to his plan. And he is ready to sacrifice anyone to achieve his goals. But at the same time, he is lonely. But we will return to the secret agent. First, we need to find out what kind of people these are. Now, two theories are being discussed. One of them is that these people are the cameramen we saw throughout the series. But there is another theory that they are not cameramen. But cameramen simply imitate these people. And I personally think that cameramen imitate them. But what do you guys think about that?
Sorry, Dati, but I don't want that to be the case. I just don't want to believe it, to be honest. Yes, it's possible, but we're looking at footage from the camera woman's camera, which means it's the same camera that's now in place of her head. There's a chance that this camera was used to train the camera woman robot to imitate Kathy. But what's the point of taping the rest of Group C, like the future Plungerman or Mecha scientist? I think these people became cameramen for some reason that Boom will reveal to us in new story videos. Maybe even Alpha Hills had something to do with it. Maybe that's the reason why the Skibidi are now at war with the Alliance. Who knows?
All right, what about you guys?
I think that people transferred their minds into robots in order to survive in this world, because as we know from the very first episodes, the Skibidi song itself turned and infected people with this virus, and in order to prevent people who worked on this project from turning into a toilet, they decided to transfer their minds into robots. So I think these robots are human beings.
I really am not sure. I do think that The imitation theory might be right, but if that's the case, why is there only one camera woman and why is there only one camera imitating Kathy? There is simply just too many plot holes for both theories. So maybe it's a mix between both where it's actually them, but maybe they don't have any memories of their past, other than some tape recordings, and they feel attached because of their programming, which was done beforehand, or because of their quote-unquote souls, who knows? I'm not opposed against any theory right now.
Your words make sense, and I can agree with the elite that perhaps this is a combination of two theories. But why did everyone decide that only the camera woman imitates Kathy? I will now explain what I think. It is obvious to me that the camera that films the whole process is the head of the camera woman in the future. And she imitates Kathy because she wants to be like a person. And regarding the plunger man and mech cameraman, they were created according to the same principle, and most likely they were all created by a secret agent. The secret agent made all the cameramen, and the basis for this was the camera woman. I mean, she recorded all the research of these guys, and Boom not only made a semblance of Kathy from her memory, but also other agents. And in fact, all the cameramen came from the camera woman, and camera woman was the first robot. And the secret agent from her memory created several main agents, such as plunger man and mech cameraman, so that they would also imitate these people, since secret agent had records and information about people, and cameramen had to review them and absorb the information. But if you believe in this theory, then why did he create them? There are two reasons. The first reason is that their death is the fault of the secret agent, and he wanted to fix it and bring them back to life. And for this reason, he watched them all the time to see if his plan was a success. The second option is that with their help, he wanted to stop another infection in the form of skibidi toilets, which he himself created. And perhaps they also had something to do with the creation of this infection. It is possible that it is even that this guy is a skibidi scientist. But you will say that this dude too young, but we don't know what year it is in the series. Perhaps these events took place 50 years ago. Or the mutation in the skibidi toilet itself influenced the genetics of the skibidi scientist, and he became older. But about people, in any case, I'm not saying that my theory is 100% true. And there are plus and minuses in two theories. And I can lean more towards the elite theory that perhaps this is a combination of two theories or two theories are wrong. But we are gathered here to discuss theories, so why not? Anyways, if we started talking about skibidi toilets and the scientist, here's the question. Who created skibidi toilets? Maybe it was a secret agent, since he talked to the scientist in episode 70, or were they created by the very people we saw in the lab? Where did they come from anyway?
I think toilets in general came to us from another universe. I mean, I don't think anyone created them. Maybe the scientists we saw in episode 73 were trying to make contact with other people from another universe, but they accidentally stumbled into a universe of toilets that were initially aggressive. But that's just my theory.
After the last episode, I think my opinion about the secret agent creating the skibidi toilets have changed a little, because to me it seems like these scientists were doing some experiments that they should not have been doing, which feels like they were trying to open a gate to a different universe, and it feels like the toilets and the hardware heads both happened unintentionally, unless the first skibidi toilet was created before the experiment we watched.
I have two theories on this question. The first is that skibidi toilets became like this as a result of some experiment, and then Secret Agent and Alpha Hills are involved. Perhaps what happens in the show is actually a generated reality where ordinary people are just hooked up to some hardware lying in labs while their consciousnesses fight an eternal war with the Alliance. Yeah, that's just insane if you ask me, but here's a second theory. What if skibidi toilets came from experiments with millions of multiverses? There's a chance one of the universes has camera people, as well as heads sticking out of toilets instead of humans. In defense of that, there were some hints of it in Boom's multiverse of beatbox videos.
Your theory is good, and maybe we should look for some clues in this universe, but I don't think Boom has thought this far through a plot since beatbox, but it doesn't really matter. He could have made the plot in the skibidi universe in such a way that the clue would end up in the beatbox universe. But about creating toilets, I think that they were created by a secret agent, and he created the cameramen as well. We can definitely say that there was a connection between the scientist and the secret agent since they communicated, and I also think that the agents and skibidi toilets are actually connected, but we do not suspect this. Or the secret agent created only cameramen and the toilets created themselves. Maybe scientist was also part of the Alpha Hills lab, and he also worked with a secret agent, and it is possible that somehow GMAN was also part of Alpha Hills lab. And while everyone was working on creating agents, GMAN and the scientist were working on creating toilets, or the skibidi scientist created toilets earlier. And in order to overcome this infection, people began to create cameramen. But so far, everything is very confusing, and perhaps all our theories are just theories, as we would like to see the plot. So we will have to wait until episode 80 because I think that by episode 80 we will learn more about people. But what about part 2 of episode 73? Based on what we saw at the end of episode 73, it looks like G-Man's ass will be fried. Do you think he will die or will he manage to escape again? And what awaits us in the new episode?
I think we're in for what G-Toilet warned us about in the new episode. I doubt that he will escape, but if the series is not over yet, it means that if G-Toilet dies in the second part of the 73rd episode, some other leader will take his place, and most likely we will see the new enemy soon. But if G-Toilet is able to somehow emerge victorious from this fight, it means that there must be some shocking event in the battle, like the death of one of the Titans. I think there are only 2 plot twists and I just told you about them.
Honestly, this opinion might be outlandish, but I don't think G-Man Toilet is getting cooked. He's probably gonna cook something up himself. At the end of episode 72 part 2, we saw him scared and he ran away instantly, but this time he had confidence, and he was serious just like the time where he cooked up the Claw Astro Toilet and served him to his boss. We also heard him speak and say, "Fools, you have no idea what's coming." So, I don't think he is running away, and he does have a plan for sure.
I agree with you. He looked confident without looking at the 3 Titans. But what about you, Iso?
That's the easiest question for me. I'm sure G-Man will stay alive. Yes, he could be badly injured from the coming battle, or Jimmy could just fly away in fear like he used to do. That's not as important as what will be inside the container that the SKIBIDI helicopter dropped at the end of the episode. Boom said in his interview that there is something inside those containers that will change the game and surprise us all. So I'm hyped to see the continuation of episode 73 to find out what's in there.
The containers will definitely play some role in the future episode, but about G-Man, you remember what I said, that we'll probably say goodbye to him in the next episode. But like Elite said, he really looks confident. Although in episode 72 he ran away like a puppy. But now he is as confident as he was in the battle with Astroclaw. So there is a chance that he will somehow survive. I think the chance that he will survive is about 40%, and that he will die is about 60%. But if he somehow manages to survive, then he will literally be like a chop and he will be on the verge of death. For now, I have no idea how he can escape from the Titans. But based on his face, he intends to fight, and he is even confident in his victory. But honestly, I love this character, and I don't want him to die. So here are my predictions for the next episode. At the beginning of the episode, a fight will break out, and for a second it will seem that G-Man will be able to fight back. But in fact, the Titans will literally make a chop out of him until someone gets in the way. Maybe it will be one of the new SKIBIDI toilets, or we will see something crazy from this container. And in the last seconds of his life, he will still be able to distract the Titans, perhaps using the trick he did with the Astroclaw, and he will still manage to escape, but he will be seriously wounded. Or he will simply be killed, and at the end of the episode, a new enemy will come. Perhaps an Astro Toilet, and that will be the end of the episode. And already in episode 74, there will be an incredible battle in which we may lose one of the Titans. But in any case, these are only theories, and I will definitely make a few more videos before the release of the episode. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel and the channels of my guests so as not to miss our new videos. And that's all for today. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and see you in my new videos.